be doing, this is actually a spot weld cutter, typically used for automotive stuff. There it goes, now it's focusing. I took the centering piece out because I want to try to not damage the main body of this. I just want to get these spot welds cut out. So we're going to try to use it because it's basically the perfect size for these holes. So let me get that set up and we will try to get those all cut free. All right, so now we need to take the primary coils and put them back into the cores. And then we'll have to weld the core together so that it doesn't keep falling apart. Well, I was trying to use a gimbal to make the camera better, but apparently it fell asleep or something and started looking at the floor. But here you can see I've got the primary coils back into the cores. So now what I'm going to do is basically put a bead weld along the edge just to hold all the core together. I'll clamp it so that it's nice and tight on both. We'll get that welded up. So all I did is some really crappy fusion TIG welds just to keep it from coming apart until I get it into my box, and then I'm going to basically encapsulate it in an epoxy. So it's just kind of I'll look at it here. It just keeps all the core plates from coming apart. So for now, what I'm going to do is hot glue these down in the spot I want them. This will be filled with an epoxy resin, so it'll be embedded down into resin to keep it from, moving, and to protect the items. And get everything out of there. Again, resin's going to do the heavy lifting when it comes to holding this stuff down. This is just to keep it from moving while I'm building it. All right. So next we have this switch, which is a sealed on-off inline switch. It's going to be on the 12-volt side. It comes with a little, I believe it's an IP67. So it's a dust-proof, waterproof box with the cable glands on either end. I did not want it too far away from the actual thing, so I've got just a short cable. Sorry, my camera skills suck. But so this will go into the switch box. It's maybe about a foot. And that's, like I said, I don't want it too far away from the box so it's easy to turn on and off. And then the other end can be longer over to the 12-volt power supply. All right, so we're going to get that wired up. It looks like I probably should work my glue there. I was struggle busting too much with that other cable gland, so I went ahead and just swapped it out for the next size up. I just took a deburr tool, opened up the hole a little bit, and put in the next size up, which is the correct size for what I'm trying to do. Size new. There we go. big fingers to get in the way. Let's go back just a little more. I want to try to this. Alright, so this is my 12-volt power supply. I did get the switch finally installed. And then we're going to be wiring this up to the power supply. This is a 12-volt, 30-amp power supply. So I'm going to be putting the black on positive, red on the neutral. And then we'll give this thing a test. All right, so got that hooked up to power. You can see there's nothing. So we're going to do this. Hit the power. And voila. It works. It is pretty cool. Alright, so off camera, I did do the resin pour. It was my first time using resin, so I would not have been the person to show you how to do it. The kit I got, I thought came with black, but it did not, so I used the darkest color they had, which is blue, but it's actually kind of cool because you can see down in there a little bit to see the electronics. I kind of like it. Luckily, I was smart enough to use a box, which you can see some of it still stuck to the bottom. I chiseled a lot of it off already that was stuck on there just with hammer and a couple different types of chisels. So now what I'm going to do is cut the excess of the core off and flatten this, clean up all the leftover tape and resin leak that's still on here, and then that way everything will be paintable, and the top will be nice and as flat as I can get it without a milling machine. So it's flat enough for what I'm going to use it for. It's not going to be a precision tool. It's just to hold stuff while I'm working. So, all right, let me get to that. All right, so I got the surface all ground down. You can see it, it's, smooth enough for what I'm going to use it for. At some point in the future, if I ever get a mill, I would probably just go ahead and flatten that down as close to flat as I can get. Right now, all that was done with an angle grinder, an orbital sander, and a file. So it did take quite a bit of time, and the dust is horrendous from the resin, so just be aware. So as you can see, the thing is moving freely. Go ahead and kick it on. And now you can see it will move, so it's not as strong as I was hoping it would be, but it is more than strong enough to do what I need to do, which is just hold small parts and items so that I can grind on them, drill on them, whatever. So I think it's come out pretty dang good. I got my little inline switch here, which I do like. I wanted to keep it close, like I said previously, but it's nice sealed with the cable glands. Pretty good. So as you can tell, like I said, it's not perfect, but it's flat enough for what I'm doing.